Hi guys, I am back. It's Monday. Yay! And I wanted to start off with talking about shame because in order to move forward in this journey together, we want to be honest with what our story is, with what has happened to us. And so a lot of times shame comes in the way. It makes us feel unworthy. It makes us feel like we can't be loved because of the things that have happened to us in the past, or even, things that currently happen. So I said shame is where we're going to start. So I'm going to give you a couple definitions, and I'm going to give you some scriptures, and this is probably going to be like a 3-part series, so I would consider this part 1, and we'll spend the next couple weeks talking more about shame because it's a biggie. I put out there on Facebook, I asked people to send me questions on shame, and I got a lot of responses, great questions I got. So if I don't hit your question today, then I'll definitely hit it within the next couple weeks, because it is a lengthy topic and it's something that every single person deals with. And why do they deal with it? They deal with it because we are innately wired to be connected, to be loved, and shame comes in and tries to make us feel disconnected, and it tries to isolate us many times, and it gives us a sense of being unlovable. So that's really where shame comes in. I'm gonna borrow a definition from somebody who I really admire, a great researcher. I talked about her in my last video. Her name is Dr. Brene Brown, and she does a lot of research on shame and vulnerability. And so the definition that she has on shame is the intensely painful feeling or experience of believing that we are flawed and therefore unworthy of love and belonging. But every single person is worthy of love and belonging. Shame makes us feel like the weight of one single occurrence is going to make the whole world collapse on us. I've been in situations before where shame has come in and automatically, like I started feeling sick. Stuff started happening in my brain. My mind was not thinking right. I was thinking like, oh my gosh, how could I do that? How could I be this person? They're not going to want me anymore. They're not going to love me. And it was all a lie. In 2 Corinthians 10 verses 4 and 5, the Bible, it talks about casting down imaginations and every evil thought. And what is an imagination? It's a false image. It's a false image of something that's not really occurring. So how can we believe the lies of the enemy when we are, blood-washed children of God? He has created us to be great. He has created us to be in intimacy with Him. And what shame does, and it tries to be a blocker of the intimacy that we have with God. And if we can't have intimacy with God, then we can sure not have intimacy with anyone else. And when I say intimacy, I mean close connections, close relationships with people. And so for me, I'm speaking from experience first. Everything is hitting me, and that's why I can speak, because I know that I've suffered from shame immensely, so much so that sometimes I didn't want to leave my house. I didn't want to leave my room because I was like, oh my gosh, they're not going to love me. They're going to look at me strange. They're going to see that I am not perfect. And shame loves perfectionists. All my perfectionists out there, shame loves you, because your brain starts working overtime when something bad has happened, or when you perceive something bad has happened. But really, it's all a lie. And so I want to give another definition and give a little more clarity to what shame is versus guilt. Because shame is I'm a bad person, and guilt is I did something bad. And it could be I did something bad, like I made a mistake, as far as guilt is related to, but shame makes you feel bad as the person, not the situation. And so there may be times where we've made mistakes. There may be times where, sin has been involved and we needed to correct that, but that doesn't, disqualify you as a person. But shame tries to come in and disqualify us as people to make us feel like, people are going to judge us and have all these things to say. And sometimes people may judge you, but so what? They don't make up your true being. They're not your God. They're not the ones paying your bills. They're not the ones who are helping to, to keep you. So you don't want to listen to those things. You want to, really be able to understand the reactions that you're having. But listen to this. When we experience shame, we feel automatically disconnected and a need for worthiness. But our worthiness comes from God. It doesn't come from a situation. It doesn't come from a failure. So we've all failed, and we are going to continue to fail. But that doesn't disqualify us in any way. This is a foundational talk on shame. We're going to deal with more on how to handle it, how to deal with it in the next couple weeks. but your assignment is going to be this. Every week I'm going to leave you with an action plan. What I want you to do is I want you to go throughout your week this week trying to figure out when shame tries to come in, what are the physical reactions that try to come over you? How are you reacting? And you really want to be careful to understand those things, because you first have to be able to understand those physical reactions to get to a solution and to work past it. So join me again next Monday as we continue the topic on shame. If you have questions about shame, please feel free to hit me up on any of the social media outlets. Granolarevival on Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook. You can also hit me up on my personal Facebook page under my name, Danae Holloway. And I have a Periscope that I will soon be doing videos at. But go ahead and start following me, and I can just, bam, surprise you with something. Alright, I love you guys. Thank you so much for taking the time to listen. And let's do this thing together. Let's work past our imperfections. Let's work past the things that have tried to hold us back so we can live lives wholeheartedly. Next time we come together, I will have some exercise and food tips for you as well too, because I believe in the whole person, not just hitting one element, but hitting all three: spiritual, mental, and physical. Alright, talk to you later. Bye.